Why did I sell my first business? So I got a great question from one of my YouTube viewers. Love you guys. Burn Notice, who wrote in to say, hey Evan, I got a question. I'm just wondering why you sold your company. You said in your last video you were making good money and then you decided to sell it. I'm just wondering why. Couldn't you have evolved it and grew with your company? Thanks. So this is a great story and a great question. And the quick background, I had a biotech software company. I didn't start it, but I joined it. I became an owner and the chief operating officer. And I turned down big jobs, high paying jobs to do it. And my job was the marketing, the business development, basically making a business grow. And I turned it from making $300 a month where I thought I was failing, thought of quitting, said I was gonna quit, and turned it into a successful company with brand name clients, international presence, and then sold it. And that was all in 3 years. So it's pretty fast. Why did I sell it? So two main reasons, okay? The first was market opportunity. So if you look at most markets, you'll find that they expand and they contract. They go like this. They go in waves of typically 8 to 15 year cycles. And you'll find that industries that have big companies, a few big companies, they start to stagnate. Those industries stagnate, and then a lot of little inventors and entrepreneurs come along and they make it exciting again. And then slowly it expands, lots of companies, and then people start acquiring. The big companies say, hey, we need to acquire these guys, we need to make this part of our business, and the market starts to contract again. And you get back to a few big players, and then it expands, and then so this happens a lot. You look at any industry over the years, this is what happens. And it was starting to happen in my industry. The big companies were coming in, scooping up smaller companies. Some companies raised massive venture capital. There's one company that raised $800 million to go out and just start acquiring companies. So it was an exciting time, and we had to make a decision to either sell now, where we can get a great price for our company because there's so much interest, or have to wait another 8 to 15 years before this cycle happens again, and then be the only independent player. So all of our competitors were getting scooped up and were being, brought into massive corporations, and we would be the only little guy left. So that was one decision, one reason. The bigger reason though, because the first one could be overcome, right? If we loved the business enough to last another 8, 15 years, or for as long as we lived, we could have kept going. We could have overcome the obstacle of being the only small player. The main reason was my partners. So 3 of us in the business, my partners who started the company really wanted to get to the US. They wanted to live in the US. It was a personal decision. They live an alternate lifestyle compared to most people. They believe in unschooling, not homeschooling, unschooling. They were living a macrobiotic lifestyle and diet, and did a whole bunch of different things. It was cool, just an alternate way of living compared to most people. And here in Toronto, there aren't too many people who live that kind of lifestyle, especially back then. So they wanted to get to California because there's more people who are doing that stuff, more people to connect with and learn from and share experiences with, and for their kids to grow up with. And so it was a highly personal decision. And how do you tell somebody, no, I don't want you to go live your dream. You can't do that. Think about me. You can't do that. And so the deal was finding a company that would acquire the business, but then also bring on my 2 partners on a contract and sponsor them to stay in the United States, and specifically in California. And so we made that happen. I stayed here. Nothing against the US, but I love Canada, and I had lots of opportunities here to stick with. And I'm grateful because it started me on my website and got me into venture capital and led to the Believe movement and all that. And so it was a good path to go down. But anyway, that's a story. I don't think I've ever told it before. So that's why I sold, that's why we sold the business. And thank you for letting me share that. Believe. For everybody watching, like the video, thumbs up below. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, ask a question below. I'll make a video response, and click on my face to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.